So we were continuing to grow, and we were going from school to school. We were at Arlington High School in the end, and that was going very, very well, but it was exhausting.
After the steering team helped to define our structure as a church, we were also seeking God about a permanent location. All this time would have been meeting in schools, which means we didn't have space to offer our youth group, children's ministry, various events, classes, support groups. The list really goes on and on. All the things we wanted to grow into.
There's also something about just like being in a location where you're stable and you're not just a wandering nomadic tribe. It's like you now can kind of claim a territory, or people identify you as belonging to their territory. There's just a lot of advantages to that. So we were looking for a building.
We established a building committee that looked around for such a long time, and we considered a number of locations, but they either weren't big enough, or they weren't in the right spot, or they were just way too much money. Then in 1999, we began to consider an old, abandoned, dilapidated building in Maplewood.
It was just run down. It had been a builder's square. It was owned by Kmart, and there was a grocery store on it. This had been abandoned for 4 years. Homeless people slept in here and stuff. It reeked. It was just gross. And when we first looked at it, they wanted $7 million for this piece of a fixer-upper.
Almost immediately, we got a strong sense that this is where God wanted us to be.
After seeking God for months, we began to receive words and pictures from God about our direction. One very specific vision was about a bridge in New York that connects the city with an open plain.
The leadership worked to discern together what this image might mean, and then we learned that this property we were considering is right on the border between St. Paul and Maplewood, literally the dividing line between the city and the suburbs. This helped confirm our sense that this location helped fulfill our God-given identity to be a bridge, connecting people with God and with each other across racial and socioeconomic lines. This bridge concept has really helped to shape our identity over the years.
But at the time, we faced some big obstacles in acquiring the building. The first was a price tag of $4 million.
But we just started going at it and praying on it, and lo and behold, money came from sources. We had one guy who doesn't even go to this church donate $500,000. His daughter had been helped by our church, came to Christ here, and in fact, she went back to him and said, "Dad, you're supposed to give, you need to give $500,000 to Woodland Hills Church." And the guy goes, "Okay." It was just crazy. So we ended up raising the money that we needed. But our problems weren't over yet, because to get this building taken off the zoning for get tax exempt status, we needed 4 out of the 5 city council to vote yes.
The building had been zoned a commercial property, so we needed their green light, since making it into a church would mean the city would lose out on property taxes.
And all we knew about the city council was that there's one incumbent, one person who was a carryover from the previous council, and he'd already told us in no uncertain terms that he was going to vote no. So we needed all 4 of the newcomers to vote yes. We made our case to them and gave a passionate plea. So I'd like to passionately encourage you to vote in favor of our acquiring this property.
Thank you. We need 4 votes to pass. Marv?
No.
Ken?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
So boom, we got ourselves into this building.
It took a couple miracles for us to get into the building, but we held our first meeting February 2001, and it was amazing. It was exciting, and we finally had an incredible tool that helped us do our ministries.
It was also exciting to realize that we finally had plenty of space. But still, 45% of our building is unused, so we have lots of room to accommodate future growth. It's encouraging to know that God put us here and will be around to serve this community for many years to come.
Our new location meant living out the calling as a bridge and ministering in a Jesus-looking way to a new group of people. But at that point, we had no idea what it would mean for us. We had a lot to learn.